Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Tracy Achieng. My pen name is Achirize. I am so glad to have you here. Um, I'm going to apologize for background noise. My office is in town, it's noisy, and for some reason I can't do this YouTube anywhere else apart from here. But I'm working on relocating elsewhere where it's more peaceful. So bear with me for the first few videos of mine. I hope you're watching other videos too. Kindly consider subscribing to my channel as we learn financial intelligence and also personal development. So currently we're reading the book Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, and we're still in chapter 2 of the book. So far so good. I'm enjoying the book. I'm learning so much tips from it, and each time I read it I get motivated to play it smart in life. Go after my dreams, taking big risks, and also teaching myself how to manage risk. I'm sharpening my brain, I'm making my mental strength sharper, and I believe with it, when you exercise your brain, your wealth also increases. So here we're teaching ourselves how to manage wealth, and one person said that you become rich in your mind before you become rich in yeah. You first of all see it, you manifest it, and then you work, put in the work, and you see to it that you grow. So last time we left it when Robert Kiyosaki and Mike have gone to Mike's dad, who is the rich dad of the book. The poor dad is Robert Kiyosaki's dad, the teacher, the government official, whatever. They've gone to Mike's dad, who is going to teach them how to make money, how to become rich. So Mike's dad gives them an offer. He tells them he's going to teach them only if they can work for him 10 cents per hour. That's a very low rate back in the days, and it's very low even right now. But both Mike and Robert take the challenge. So after working for a few weeks, probably 3 weeks, Robert is tired. His dad is also tired, telling Robert that, Robert, the poor dad, Robert, you don't have to work for that guy, because I don't see if he has taught you anything, or if he has engaged you, or if he has engaged you, giving you the lessons he had promised to give you. So consider resigning, consider leaving the job, because it's not worth it. 10 cents an hour is not worth it. Robert is so annoyed, he's so angry. Then on the 4th week, Robert and Mike are seated having their lunch in school, nasty lunch, and Robert tells Mike he's resigning. Mike laughs and says that his dad was expecting that, and he said that when Robert talks of resigning, he should inform him so that they plan to meet. So let's pick it up from there. This is a book reading session, and I really enjoy it so much. I also do blogs, by the way. I blog whatever I read here. I blog on financial intelligence and personal development. So you can always go to achirize001.blogspot.com and read my blogs. I also do podcasts, but on Anchor, not yet on Spotify yet, but working on getting to Spotify too, maybe StreamYard and other platforms. Currently doing my podcast on Anchor. What else do I do? I usually link my blog posts on social media, so you can consider following me on Instagram. at Archie_Rise, TikTok Archie_Rise. Where else am I? Twitter Archie_Rise. I also link them on LinkedIn. I am Tracy Achieng, and consider subscribing here too. I have no problem with that. Thank you so much. Let's get into the book reading. We'll just read a couple of pages, then we get back to work. Got some things to follow up with, and yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. Okay, so we pick it up from there. Chapter 2. I understand you want a rise. I understand you want a raise, or you're going to quit. That's Rich Dad speaking to Robert Kiyosaki as he swiveled in his office chair. Well, you're not keeping your end of the bargain, I blurted, nearly in tears. It was really frightening for a 9-year-old boy to confront a grown-up. You say that you would teach me if I worked for you. Well, I've worked for you, I've worked hard, I've given up my baseball games to work for you, and you don't keep your word. You haven't taught me anything. You are a crook like everyone in town thinks you are. You're greedy. You want all the money and don't care of your employees. You make me wait and don't show me any respect. I'm only a little boy and I deserve to be treated better. So Robert's talking to Rich Dad. Rich Dad had made him wait for 1 hour, ignoring him all the time, making him wait. He was in his office by 8, but only gets to see him at 9. That was so harassing, it's so draining. But let's continue reading and see what Rich Dad has to say about it. Rich Dad rocked back in his swivel chair, hands up to his chin, somewhat staring at me. It was like he was studying me. Not bad, he said. In less than a month, you sound like most of my employees. What? I asked. That's Robert saying, what? Not understanding what he was saying, I continued with my grievance. I thought you were going to keep your end of the bargain and teach me. Instead, you want to torture me? That's cruel. It's really cruel. I'm teaching you. Rich Dad said quietly. I'm teaching you. What have you taught me? Nothing, I said angrily. You haven't even taught me once since I agreed to work for peanuts. 10 cents an hour? Huh? I should notify the government about you. We have child labor laws, you know. My dad works for the government, you know. Wow, said Rich Dad. Now you sound just like most of the people who used to work for me. People have either fired or they've quit. So what do you have to say? I demanded, feeling pretty brave for a little kid. You lied to me, I've worked for you, and you have not kept your word. But you haven't taught me anything. How do you know that I have not taught you anything? Asked Rich Dad calmly. Well, you've never talked to me. I've worked for 3 weeks and you have not taught me anything, I said with a put. Does teaching mean talking or a lecture? Does teaching mean talking or a lecture? Rich Dad asked. Well, yes, I replied. That's how they teach you in school, he said, smiling. But that is not how life teaches you. And I would say that life is the best teacher of all. Most of the time, life does not talk to you. It just sort of pushes you around. Each push is life saying, wake up. There's something I want you to learn. Kindly notice how Rich Dad is saying. Notice whatever Rich Dad is saying. Jot down those notes. Whatever Rich Dad is saying, there is so much in what Rich Dad is saying today. And I have done a blog on this, what he was saying. You can go back to it at rise001.blogspot.com. What is the man talking about? I asked myself silently. Life pushing me around was life talking to me. Now I know I had to quit my job. I was talking to someone who needed to be locked up. That's Robert telling himself he was talking to someone who needed to be locked up. Okay. If you learn life's lessons, you will do well. That's what that's saying. If you learn life's lessons, you will do well. If not, life will continue pushing you around. People do two things. Some just let life push them around, others get angry and push back. But they push back against their boss, or their job, or their husband, or their wife. They do not know it's life pushing. I had no idea what he was talking about. Life pushes all of us around. Some give up, others fight. A few learn the lessons and move on. They welcome life pushing them around. To these few people, it means they need and want to learn something. They learn and move on. Most quit and a few, like you, fight. Rich Dad stood and shut the creaky old wooden window that needed repair. If you learn this lesson, you will grow into a wise, wealthy, happy young man. If you don't, you will spend your life blaming a job, low pay, your boss for your problems. You live life hoping for big breaks that will solve, for that big break that will solve your money problem, which is definitely always not there. Rich Dad looked at me to see if I was listening. His eyes met mine. We stared at each other, scenes of communication going between us through our eyes. Finally, I pulled away. Once I had absorbed his last message, I knew he was right. I was blaming him and did not ask to learn. I was fighting. Dad continued. Or if you're the kind of person who has no guts, you just give up every time life pushes you. If you're that kind of person, you live all your life playing it safe, doing the right things, saving yourself for some event that never happens. Then you die a boring old man. You'll have a lot of friends who really like you because you're such a nice, hardworking guy. You spent your life playing it safe, doing the right things, but the truth is, you let life push you into submission. Deep down, you are terrified of taking risks. You really wanted to win, but the fear of losing was better than the excitement of winning. The fear of losing was greater than the excitement of winning. Deep inside, you and only you know you didn't go for it. You chose to play it safe. Our eyes met again for 10 seconds. We looked at each other, only pulling away once the message was received. You've been pushing me around? Robert asked. Some people might say that, smiled Rich Dad. I'll say that I just gave you a taste of life. What taste of life? I asked, still angry but now curious, even ready to learn. You boys are the first people that have ever asked me to teach them how to make money. I have more than 150 employees, and not one of them has asked me what I know about money. They ask me for a job and a paycheck, but never to teach them about money. So most will spend the best years of their lives working for money, not really understanding what it is they're working for. I sat there listening intently. So when Mike told me about you wanting to learn how to make money, I decided to design a course that was close to real life. I could talk until I was blue in the face, but you wouldn't hear a thing. So I decided to let life push you around a bit so you could hear me. That's why I only paid you 10 cents. There's so much wisdom in what Rich Dad is saying, but let's continue reading to see what else he has to say. So what is the lesson I learned from working for only 10 cents an hour? I asked. That you're cheap and you exploit workers? Rich Dad rocked back and laughed heartily. Finally, after his laughing stopped, he said, "You'd best change your point of view. You'd best change your point of view. Stop blaming me, thinking I'm the problem. If you think I'm the problem, then you have to change me. If you realize that you're the problem, then you can change yourself. Learn something and grow wiser. More people want everyone else in the world to change but themselves. Let me tell you, it's easier to change yourself than everyone else. I don't understand." Don't blame me for your problems, Rich Dad said, growing impatient. "But you only pay me 10 cents. So what are you learning?" Rich Dad asked, smiling. "That you are cheap," he said with a sly grin. See, you think I'm the problem," said Rich Dad. "But you are. Well, keep that attitude and learn nothing. Keep the attitude that I'm the problem, and what choice do you have? Well, if you don't pay me more or show me more respect and teach me, I'll quit." "Well put," Rich Dad said. And that's exactly what most people do. They quit and go looking for another job. Better opportunity, a higher pay, actually thinking that a new job or more pay will solve the problem. In most cases, it won't. So what will solve the problem, I asked. Just take this measly 10 cents an hour and smile. Rich Dad smiled. That's what other people do. Just accept a paycheck, knowing that they and their family will struggle financially. But that's all they do, waiting for a raise, thinking that more money will solve the problem. Most just accept it, and some take a second job working harder, but again accepting a small paycheck. I sat staring at the floor, beginning to understand the lesson which Dad was presenting. I could sense it was a taste of life. Finally, I looked up and repeated the question. "So what will solve the problem?" he said. I asked. "This," he said, tapping me gently on the head. "This stuff between your ears." It was at the moment that Rich Dad shared the pivotal point of view that separated him from his employees and my poor dad, and led him eventually to become one of the richest men in Hawaii. What will solve the problem is your brain. How you think, your point of view, your brain basically. So tomorrow we'll pick up from page 24 of chapter 2. Yeah. There's so much knowledge in whatever Rich Dad was saying. There's so much truth in whatever Rich Dad was saying. Kindly take time and analyze whatever he's saying. Compare how different people are choosing to react when life pushes them around. Till next time again, goodbye.